My name is Bianca Gordon. I'm the Associate Executive Director for Bridges in Norman. We house high school students who live on their own due to no fault of their own. And the reason we say that is because, they're not DHS or sheriff or police appointed to be here. They're not dropped off by somebody. They have done nothing to have to live on their own. Their parent or guardian, for whatever reason, was not able to provide them with safe, stable housing. And when you look at Oklahoma statistics, there's no wonder why. We've got some of the highest rates of what's called deaths of despair. Those are, deaths related specifically to substance use, drug use, and suicides. And then, of course, we are rounding out the end of Child Abuse Month, and you've seen those numbers. I can tell you that at Bridges, over the past 5 years, 80% of our students year over year would be considered coming from households that have experienced child abuse or neglect. And so if we're seeing that at Bridges, it for sure is something that occurs frequently outside of Bridges. Our mentoring program, I'm not sure really how long it's been around. It's been around for sure since before I started almost 5 years ago, but I did develop it with a little bit more training and support. And so often we talk about mentoring in terms of how it benefits students. But I think another interesting facet of mentoring is how it benefits mentors. So essentially, our mission at Bridges is to empower high school students in family crisis to pursue education without obstacles. That's what makes us different from other shelters, is our mission is specifically connected to getting them through high school. And when we say remove obstacles, those obstacles often are directly related to some of the statistics I briefly talked about. Family homelessness, and then of course, if your family is moving around, well, then an obstacle is access to education, access to healthcare, food instability, access to transportation, and then of course, in the end, gainful employment. And so Bridges provides bridges to solutions for students. And those solutions include housing. We house high school students in 400 square foot apartments. We then help them get enrolled for high school. We help them with therapy and doctor's appointments. And then of course, other related social services, enriched education. So not just what they receive at high school, but on Tuesdays we have life skills, and then connecting them specifically with mentors and career coaches. And that's what makes me excited, because you guys have probably heard the saying, your network is your net worth. And in order to break the cycle of poverty, I know that we've got to do something different, and we've got to unlearn the habits that perhaps the parent or guardian has had. We want to introduce them to mentors so that they can have a network of people and skills that breaks them out of those habits. So how do we support mentors once they go through our program? So mentors have to apply. They have to go through a mentor training. And then of course we get them connected to our students. I often look at both similar and dissimilar personalities. There's a benefit, again, of being connected to people who are not like you, because you get to learn a little bit more than you would, otherwise. And so our mentors have to see students at least twice a month. They have to connect with them electronically at least once a week. So that could be a text message. Hey, I heard you had a quiz this week. Good luck. Or it could be an email. They do have to participate in student activities throughout the year, and then they've got to keep in contact with Bridges staff. But the way that we support mentors once they've gone through the training and once they've connected with a student is that I will often send out what's called a teen brain quiz, so that they understand but the teen brain continues to grow all the way through 26 if you are cis het female, 27 cis het male. I also send icebreaker questions because often mentors are like, okay, what do I do? I've been connected. What do I do next? So I have a list of about 25 icebreaker questions that my career coaching committee and I developed so that they have something to talk about. I also have a list of activity ideas that are customized to Norman. April is a fun month in Norman. I was talking with Rhonda earlier. It's Norman Music Festival weekend. Medieval Fair was earlier this week. And so, I try to look at what goes on in the area, in addition to taking advantage of some of the recreational parks and, quick places to have lunch. And then finally, I try to send emails to our mentors every now and then with science-backed research on mentoring. Some, kind of light anecdotal blogs about mentoring, but also the science-backed information I think is important for them to be armed with. And so that's us in a nutshell.